次は丈太郎。貴様だ。
It went. It went boom. Yay, let's go looking good. Hello, hello, hello. I feel our heads look super big now. You know, we have like huge heads right now. Like a
No,
very
but I
big...
do have a big head, like proportionally to my body. I'm a little bit like a Funko Pop. I'm also a lot smaller than people think. Like they meet
Don't
me
you
in
look
real
super
life
tall,
and
though?
they're like, "Oh, I think I
Or
just look really tall."
You-
I'm gonna open up Twitch so I can see. I didn't actually know we were live. I'm gonna be honest.
Damn, it's fine. We spoke for like half an hour about like good shit. But yeah, it's fine. We will find more good shit to talk about. So yeah, Jess, tell us, what is your claim to fame besides being Grant Hines' wife?
My claim to fame is that I have like 1,500, probably more hours in Skyrim, and pretty good at Hearthstone as well.
Oh damn, I did not know that. And wait,
yeah.
what class are you? What class do you like main in Hearthstone? That's the real question. Don't say paladin.
What's with paladin? No, I'm a priest. I'm a priest girl.
Okay,
I like
okay.
priest. And then my second is warrior. But like I do like paladin. I don't know what's wrong with paladin.
Respect. I mean, I just respect Hearthstone plays in general because the game is so predatory when it comes to money. Like, you know, getting dust and shit. So I respect people who played that game for a long time. Like, I always played it as well, but nope, not anymore.
I don't think it's predatory. I think we just, as a player base, have a problem when it comes to wanting skins.
Yeah, fair enough. Someone asked, but do you play Stardew Valley?
I don't, but I have played Graveyard Keeper, which is
that's cool.
just the scary, sad, grim version, I guess.
I'm catching everyone today. Even Ruthie didn't follow me. Shook.
Yeah, listen, it's the streamer. Other streamers get a pass for not following other streamers, even though we interact with them all the time.
While Grant is here, you should speak about his Rosk habits and why do people hate it so much? Because I see that as not out of the ordinary at all. Like, it seems normal to me because, like, to each their own. You know, some people like Nutty Crust. Grant likes his Rusk a certain way. So why do you find that outlandish?
I'm on trial being asked to answer for like the war crimes of like another.
Yes. Exactly.
Like, I'm against the Rusks. Like I'm very much vehemently against them. Like I don't support Ruskgate, Bakomo Gate, whatever we want to call it.
I think Rusk are cool. Like I eat Rusk dry. Like, you know, let's bite a Rusk and without dipping it. I can see the look of disgust in your face, but pretty good. It's pretty good. You should taste it. Especially the Rusk with the raisins. I don't like raisins, but more like buttermilk Oma Rusks, you know? It's pretty good.
Do you and Grant want to get together and just have like a really bad Rusk take?
I think that's like a good take, you know? Yeah, and Grant are onto stuff. You guys are like 10 steps behind us. It's not food crimes if we're enjoying it. Food crimes, the only food crimes are wasting food. In a real life situation, let's say you were stranded on the forest, like, you know, the forest, like the game The Forest.
Yeah.
And you only had a cannibal or Cocoa Pops and cardboard box. What would you eat though?
Are you asking me if I would eat a person, Cocoa Pops, or a cardboard box?
No, the Cocoa Pops and boxes are mutually inclusive, so you have to eat both of them. You can't like choose 1 to 3.
As someone who doesn't eat meat, I'm gonna have to go with. I feel like eating a person should always be the last option. Like I would probably even eat the eggshells on eggs before I ate a literal person.
That's good to know, I guess. You don't have a cannibal in the house.
I think if I had to choose between eating a person and eating the leftover food in a sink, I'd actually just starve to death.
That's not what
I'd actually just lie there and die. I'd just lie down and be like, you know what? I'm just gonna.
We're back to the biscuits, but now we need to know your favorite biscuit.
I'm so boring. I'm a plain chocolate chip girl. I like a thicker chocolate chip cookie, like those American types where they're like a little bit squishy. But that's about it, hey.
While we're speaking about basic stuff, what do you order at Starbucks, Jess? Like, this is like a make or break, right? Yeah.
I ordered
Yeah,
Starbucks. I don't mind Starbucks, but that's because I have one coffee order, and that's an oat milk iced latte, and it's very hard to mess that up. And it doesn't matter where you go; it's same.
Not as basic
it's
as
same.
Expected from your cookie answer. So that's
I don't know. Oat milk iced latte is pretty.
I think
vanilla basic.
I think almond milk could have been like the deal breaker right there.
Almond milk is shit.
Yeah, because who milks almonds anyway? That's fucking weird. So next up is the ever important question: how does it feel to be a girl in the gaming community? No, that's not a real question. That's not a real question. Not a real question.
I was gonna give a really snarky answer and be like, "It's amazing. Everyone
no one
should do it for a
before.
day." No, but I feel like everyone should do it for a day just to feel how amazing it is. Every single person.
Why do you think males, especially in South Africa, feel the need to like always put down the achievements of like other females or non-binary people who work just as hard, possibly harder than them, but they always find an excuse to make it because of their gender or because of what they look like? Why do you think, like, is it like a psychological thing or just like flat out jealousy?
Look, like the real answer is that there's a whole bunch of like systemic things here that we need to solve, right? I think it's learned behavior from when men are boys, and it just continues because like things aren't unlearned. But like the short answer is that people just are too lazy to learn. You know, I mean, I've done a lot of times where I've had people be like, like female streamers make more money, and then I'm like, no, we don't. Here's literally the data, and then they go, oh well, if I had boobs, I'd be like in the top. And it's like nothing is stopping you from getting boobs. I have a great surgeon. I will let you know. You can be on the Twitch homepage by next month if you want. It's fine.
What's been Jess's most memorable streaming moment? Damn, probably this interview right here. Not done yet, but I safe to say it's this one.
I think one of the first ones that come to mind was like, I think it was the week that I started streaming, and things were going pretty well, but like obviously I was still quite small. And then I suddenly got like this really huge raid. It was from like Joe Sugg, from like 250 people, and I suddenly had like 250 people in my stream, and I remember just like bursting out into tears because I was like, there's so many people here, what do I do, what's happening? And I was just like quite overwhelmed, but like in a good way. Yeah, but now I wouldn't know because I turned my view count and my raid count off. So now if 250 people come in, I would never be the wiser, and I much prefer it that way.
It's much better like that. I do tend to
get stage fright even to this day. So
it's weird that you get stage fright though, because you're like such a public, I would say public figure, kind of like big. You've been on TV and like magazines and stuffies.
Yeah, but the thing is with like streaming and with TV and stuff is you can't really like see how many people are behind the camera, right? Like even if you do like espresso, there's a few people in the room with you, but there's just a camera. And so you're not seeing like the 700,000 odd people staring at you. So it's you know, when you stream and I see that view count, then I feel like, oh, I'm in a room with like 20, 30, 50, however many people now. And then I do get a little bit flustered and I start thinking a little bit more about what I'm saying, and I do get a little bit self-conscious, and I don't think that's ever going to go away. I think that's just who I am as a person. And I don't think it's a bad thing necessarily. It's and then when it comes to stage work and stuff, I don't know. I feel like I just kind of turn off and don't care for a bit, and then I do what I need to do, and then chill out later.
I'm coming with the good questions. How does Jess stay inspired and motivated to create content despite any challenges or setbacks she may face? There are a lot of those challenges here in South Africa.
Like to be honest, I do struggle to stay motivated, but what I like to do, and every now and then you just kind of need to create for yourself. especially if you are doing a lot of brand work or you are doing a lot of things where you're creating things for other people to see, is every now and then just create something because you want to have fun and you want to create it. You know, you feel like, hey, today I'm gonna like vlog what I'm doing. I'm gonna film my lush bath bombs. I'm gonna film me. What I always love doing is just filming myself making dinner or like taking photos of like stuff that I'm cooking and posting that to stories. And to me, I'm like, that's for myself because like no one asked me to do it. I can be goofy with it. I can be real with it. If the meal turned out really horribly, it's fine. I can still post it. And I feel like every now and then you just need those breaks where you're just like, this is for me. Like I'm a content creator, but I'm creating something that I don't care if people like it or not. As opposed to always being like, okay, I need to make sure this is edited right, it's got the right music, and it's posted at the correct time, and it's post optimally, and then the caption is SEO, and then I've got the correct hashtags, and like now I need to cross-platform it to this other thing. Like it's insane. So sometimes you can be like, I'm just gonna post this silly, goofy story because I want to post the silly, goofy story, and I don't care if no one sees it.
I think I was streaming the other day, and one of my friends said he'll sell out South Africa for like a 240th monitor, and I felt that. I seen that you're a big Last of Us fan.
Me, yeah.
Yes, like an extremely big Last of Us fan. So
Yeah.
while we're on that topic, would you say the games are correctly rated? Like, are they high up there as people say? As somebody who's never played Last of Us before, because PC game obviously, I'll be playing it soon. But would you recommend it? Like in this day and age, after like what 4 or 5 years it's been out?
Yeah,
Will it still hold up?
I would actually, because it was one of the first games that did something very interesting with storytelling. And it's one of the few games that has remained brave enough to do that. And I'm not going to, it's very hard to talk about it without spoiling things. So I'm trying to be very careful now. The thing that it's done, which a lot of other games hasn't done, is there's not really black and white characters. There's not really heroes. Like, yes, you play as someone and you play as the hero, but you're not really. You do like terrible, horrible things. And it really like puts you in a place where you need to question why we do things. And I feel like a lot of games we play, it's like you you're the hero and you're the good guy, and oh, everything you do and every action you do is great, and you might mess up but everything's fine. But Last of Us really makes you do horrible, terrible things all the time. And because you're playing as the character, you understand the reasoning behind it, and you have to question, oh, if I was in this position in this world, would I do the same thing? I said yes quite a few times, which was very worrying to my husband next to me, watching me with wide eyes in the game when he was like, oh, you just did that without even thinking. And I was like, listen, that was my daughter. Listen, I'm throwing hands.
But again, could Darren please sponsor me for a music video?
But it was also because when we were setting up, it was just...
Yeah, we don't. While Grant is here, what would you say is the worst part about living with somebody else who games and is into tech as much as you are?
Every now and then he gets in these, we call it like his mad scientist modes.
Oh no.
And then he'll disappear for like a whole day because he's got an idea to like make something smart or add something. And then at the end of the day, he'll come to me and he'll be like, "Bet, look what I did." And then it's very cool, but it never works for me. Like I remember one day he voice activated all the lights in the house, and I was like, "Oh, rad!" But it didn't work with my voice; it only worked with his voice, so I couldn't do it. And then I couldn't turn on any of the lights or anything, or like you'll need to download another app or something because like he's done some crazy smart thing, and it's like really cool. But now I've got like 5 apps on my phone just to like boil a kettle in the house. And I'm like, why did we get to this point when we could have pushed a button? Now I need to download an app.
It's worth it.
But it is very cool and it's very interesting, and I do get to learn a lot. And every now and then, like, it does really benefit. Like, there are times he does things and it really benefits me and it really makes my life easier. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we just have this routine or whatever set up.
What is your most fun game growing up? Like, I don't want to say the game that got you into gaming because that's like very redundant. Everyone probably asks you that.
No, not actually. People always ask me if I played games
Oh my
before
God.
I met Grant. They
Was
don't
it?
even ask me if
Damn.
I ever played games or what that was.
What's a
So,
game?
no, it's like two come to mind. It's like one of the first games I played was Hercules on PlayStation 1. And like that was a lot of fun. And then I actually saw someone the other day playing on TikTok. They were like playing the game again. They somehow got it up and going and they were playing it. And I was like, oh yeah, it actually still looks like fun. Like it's not just in my memory. And then the second game I used to really enjoy and was like the first game I played on PC was Spider-Man 2. I want to say 2. I don't know, the one with like Rhino and stuff. And like my cousin and I would play together, but it wasn't multiplayer, so it was just kind of like when you died,
Oh
you
yes,
had to let
we
like
all
the
had
other
that. We all
person
had
play,
that.
and then like because it would just be like looming over your shoulder, waiting for you to die, so that they could play. And we kind of did it that way.
So I'm assuming when obviously your kid is gonna be like introduced to like tech and stuff. I wouldn't say at a young age, but early.
I mean, we've already started. We've already tried. Like she's actually pretty good with phones, and then tablets. She's sort of getting there, but like she doesn't understand that like your hands need to be off for things to work. So sometimes she'll have her hand on while trying to do something, and then she gets frustrated because it's not working. And then we've been trying to get her to use controllers and understand that what you're doing on the controller affects the TV. So we've put like really simple games that like play sounds when you touch things. But she's kind of just interested in the lights at this stage. So all she does is turn the controller or turn the console on and off because she's just touching the lights.
A lot of people who have like kids and stuff in like this, I would say like this tech era, they don't like to expose kids to it, assuming that your kids are going to be like, I wouldn't say like free access to everything, but they're going to be introduced and like using stuff from a young age.
Yeah, to us it's like a utility, and they're growing up in such a tech space that if you don't teach them how to use phones and you don't teach them how to use tablets, they're going to fall behind because it's something that kids even to this day are picking up when they're two. Like our 2-year-olds just pick up apps and do what they want to do. And obviously you can like moderate screen time, you can moderate internet usage, and there's like a whole bunch of tips and tricks and things you can do to make sure that like it's safe. And but you have to teach them how to use those things the same way that you teach a kid to change a car tire, the same way you teach them to cook a meal, to do laundry. Like it's going to be like a basic life thing.
So what would you say was the biggest change you two had to make like ever since your daughter was born?
I mean, it was definitely like a time thing that happened. I mean, I had like a really difficult pregnancy, and then she was born, and then things were also really difficult. So there was about almost a year, like I took quite a few months off of streaming because I physically couldn't like sit up or do anything. And then, it was tough because it was kind of like my streaming career was sort of taking off and doing something. And then I felt pregnant, and then I felt like, okay, things are stagnant now because I physically can't stream. And then things kind of quietened down, and even when I came back, I had to come back slowly and just kind of pull myself towards myself. And like anyone that's had kids will tell you in the beginning, you just don't have time. Like you do not have time to do anything, and you can't stream at night anymore because they're sleeping now. And there's just like your whole life revolves around them. And like I think Grant and I just basically we're streamers, but like my camera's frozen.
Yeah, I was gonna say that now.
Sorry, we like barely get time to stream anymore because I'm very strict where it's like at 4:30 every day I'm no longer a content creator and I'm no longer anything. I'm a mom, and like no one must ask me for anything. I'm a mom. And then on weekends I'm a mom. Like I used to work on weekends back in the day. And then like now I'm just like, no, like it's family time. I want to spend time with my family. I don't want to be like filming whatever. Like leave me alone.
While we ended, like what's next for you guys? Like anything fancy?
I can actually.
Okay.
This isn't planned, but I have this literally next to me.
Nice. Totally not planned. Totally, we didn't discuss this beforehand.
This isn't under embargo or anything, so I can show you some of these cute little.
Oh, it's Mario. Okay, that's cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, yeah. No, we're doing a cute little because Mario movie is coming out, so we're doing some things with Lush there. And then other than that, it's just all my usual work. I mean, everyone knows who I work with. I've been working with them since last year. I'm gonna continue working with them. You know, I don't like flip-flopping, and I like the people that I work with, and I do actually like believe in the brands and stuff that I work for, and I use them every single day, so it doesn't make sense to change, you know?
So you get bullied.
I didn't even realize I'd been banned. I didn't even realize what was happening. And then, like, I go into chat to try tell people, like, oh, I've been banned because I didn't think they know. Only to see a wall of, like, memes. Like, everyone had memed it already, and I was like, cool.
That's a good shit right there. I would also enjoy that.
I'll film more vlogs, but I need to do more vlog-worthy things in my life. Because right now my life is, like, wake up, film videos, edit videos, go to sleep. Oh, I mean, it's not like a big deal.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We just want the scoop.
It was so like my full name has always been Jessica Amble Barnard. And then when I got to high school, I was in class with 5 other Jessicas. So it was like, okay, cool, we're going by your second name. That kind of stuck. And then my gamer tag was Archangel Amble. And then I obviously did that when I started streaming because like you play a lot of games and it just kind of made sense and it was easier for people to find me. But then I got married. And Amble Hinds, let's be honest, doesn't sound that great. It sounds a little bit shit. And I was like, okay, obviously, like, I just need to go back to Jess, because Jess Hinds, Jessica Hinds, sounds infinitely better than Amble Hinds.
Okay.
And so it's nothing deep. It's nothing weird. It's not like I was trying to reinvent myself. It was literally just because Amble Hinds.
So basically grown to that fault. Yes.